Hey, what's up traders? This is Jay at jtradinglive.com. Just wanted to put a video out there to show you the different indicators that I use, and in this video as well I'm going to go over some of the signals that we look for at jtradinglive.com. And before we get going here, jtradinglive.com is my website where I run a live stream real-time broadcast where I use technical analysis to break down stock setups for actionable trades, and we got a nice little community there of traders. So hope you guys come by and check it out. I'm there right now from 9:30 till 12:30 every market day, and here we go. So the first two things I put on my chart are the 20 EMA, which is the black line, and the 200 EMA, which is the purple line here. Those are the only indicators that I use up top. Occasionally I'll put in a Bollinger Band just to check something out, but you know, you want to keep your charts as clean and simple as you can. And I'm a true believer in trading simple, and I trade simple in how I trade, and you know, what I trade, and the indicators that I use. My first main indicator down here is a stochastic. It's a full stochastic set at 1433, and my indicator down here is a slow stochastic set at 1410, and I'll go into a little bit more of what those are about. This indicator, I don't want to show you what it is because I don't want to reveal that on YouTube and other areas the video may be found, but this is my main indicator. When I look at any chart, the first thing I'll look at are these two indicators down here before I even look at price, before I even look at pattern. Because there's things down here that will set off strong alerts to me to get into a trade, and I'll show you the examples of those and how we use those to trade. Now, we trade stocks and we trade options, and I'll make a separate video on how we trade options, but we're very safe and conservative. We always buy in the money, and when we buy an option, based off of the signals that we get aligned with other charting indicators that we use up here, and the mere art of trading that just comes with experience and getting to know certain stocks, we expect these stocks to make moves right now. So when we trade options, we're buying in the money, and we're expecting those options to take off in the next couple days and make a nice little run. So the first indicator that I look for is what I call the V signal, and that is when we have our orange line showing upward momentum and we get a little rise in our blue line. Our blue line needs to cross above the 80 first and then come down, create this V signal, and when the orange line crosses right through our blue line in this V signal, that's our entry. Now, the only thing you need to do is wait and make sure that this is going to stay above here by the close of the day. And normally you can tell by the candle, you know, if you need to enter the trade early or if you need to enter in the afternoon. But this V signal is my #1 money making go-to, and I'll show you a few examples of where this took off. So get our V signal triggered. Got our V signal triggered on this candle. Couple little sideways days, and then bam, off to the races on PCYC for let's see, you triggered around 75.88, and you pushed all the way up to what's coming in some support resistance area here, up around $84. So nice quick gain on that, immediate gain right off that V signal. Show you a few more examples of the V signal and other trades we've taken. All of these are trades that we've taken. Another example on BKE. This is a different example of a V signal, but it's one we use as well. So we've got our blue line coming up, crossing above our 80, and we've got a little pullback, and we shoot right back up above the 80. We've got our orange line coming in right underneath us. So as soon as this blue line crosses right back above the 80, you know, with the orange line not having anything to cross through, we use this 80 line up here as our cross through indicator. So our blue line crosses up here, we got upward momentum on our orange signal line, and that would get you into this trade right on this candle right here, also hugging the 200, also right on the 20, and bam, there you go, off to the races on BKE. Here's another variation of BKE. We got into this one. We noticed, you know, it's a good V signal there, but we start to turn down and then we turn right back up. And by the time our blue line crosses back over our 80 here, we are moving back up in our orange signal. So that gets you in on this candle, which is coming right off of a little trend line we have going here and right off the 20, and bam, immediately off to the races on BKE. Let me show you another example. DRC. Oops. DRC. You know, you can just spot this so easy. I mean, you can look down here and, you know, even just having gone over a couple of these, you can probably see a few signals. Here's a little one. Your V didn't ever cross back up above the 80, so you wouldn't call that an entry. But then you got this, what we call a W. And the W crossed back up above the 80. Orange signal line showing upward momentum. And that got you in for a quick, you know, quick short gain here, just a one-day trade, but you got a nice little gap up. Now, this one's also coming in a little high. You know, ordinarily you'd want to buy them when you see the V line down here. You know, when the orange line's right here. You know, this orange line's a little high, so, you know, also no real support right underneath it. So probably wouldn't have taken that trade, and I don't think that we did. But here is your orange signal line giving you this nice V cut through. When the orange signal line cuts through your V, that's an automatic entry. And that would have gotten you into this trade off of this candle. Coming off support right here at the bottom. That V signal would have gotten you in here. Another little move up the next day. Slight pullback, and then bam, off to the races. Also giving you that W that we talked about. You know, so you can take an entry here off this candle and you get a little pullback. You know, you might want to add to your entry now that you're seeing this other W, and there you go, immediately off to the races. Now, you know, psychologically what's going on with the V signals is, you know, these moves start and it gets a little pullback, either, you know, trying to flush people out of their positions or just a, you know, any kind of pullback, and you know that there's buying coming in to that stock, and when you get this V signal, that's the pullback, and then more buying starting to come in. So you can expect, you know, like I said, within a couple days that stock to start ripping. Oh, where's another one here? FLS, another spectacular trade that we took, and another great V signal here, orange signal line cutting right through it, and that got you into the trade. Got you into the trade right here off of this candle, and this was actually took this trade off at the top of our trend line, even though we just continue to move sideways and then on up. I'll show you a few things that I'm working on too to keep me in trades a little bit longer as well. But anyway, another great example of a V signal there, getting you in on this candle. And this is a 155 up to 161 or so. You know, it's almost a $6 or $7 move in one day. Not to mention, if you held it, you know, on the 20 and just pushing on up, breaking out, phenomenal move. Phenomenal move off that. PCYC. Not sure if no, I didn't go over this one yet, I don't think. But PCYC, anybody spot the V signal? There it is, right there. Perfect. Textbook. I say textbook, but there's no textbook written on this. This is my own indicator that I have created and built rules to and all that. You won't find it in any textbooks. That's why I don't really want to reveal exactly how it's set up or what it is. But if you come by our site, JTrading Live, you'll see me talk about this all throughout the trading day. And as long as we keep us, you know, we got a small community there. I've given this indicator out to several of the members there. And when I say members, it's free. It's a free site. I just do this, you know, to building a trading community, and like to have other people trading. So we got a chat room there, and live streaming broadcast. But anyway, here's this V signal, and that would have gotten you into this trade. Bam! Right off of this candle, right off a little channel support, right off a little horizontal gap support, and a couple sideways days, and we're off. And yes, we did already talk about that one. Sorry about that. Let's see, a couple other things we've been trading lately. We have been trading flags. A lot of flags been showing up in the market lately. And here's a great example of a flag on UTHR. And you get this nice move up, and you get a flag here, and you can draw your, just put it in haphazardly. I mean, it doesn't have to, you're not drawing a trend line, you're just drawing this little pullback area. And as soon as you get that breakout from there, you could buy at the bottom of this breakout, and if it pulls back into the flag, that's your out of the trade. But you're buying the breakout of the flag, which is a very bullish continuation move. And there you go, off to the races on UTHR for a nice gain there. You want to see a really nice gain on the flag? Let's pull up QCOR, QCOR. Great flag there, nice move up. Then your flagpole, little flag, break out. Buy it anywhere on this candle, and then rippage. We are off to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. ATK, I got this in my notes. This is a trade we took the other day off a W signal. I talked about the V. You got our orange line showing upward momentum, and we got this, started to get a V, and actually at one point, that was on this candle, at one point during the day it actually gave us that V signal, and I got into that trade somewhere up here after the V signaled, and then it started pulling back and actually took the V signal away that day. But I hung in the trade. We're right on the trend line. We didn't really broke the trend. We pulled back a little bit here, and then a couple little pullback days, still above the 20, and then we got our W triggering on this candle. And once we got that W, I knew that we were in for a nice ride. And this thing just zipped up nicely. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and then a little doji out today. Market down about 45 points today. So anyway, another example of a W there. HFC. HFC. Took a quick trade here on HFC, and I'll show you a couple of things. Let me just zoom in here. Probably be good if I can zoom in on some of this stuff for you, but you can't see that stuff too well. HFC, we had a nice little, we had a little area of support. This wasn't great support on this horizontal line, but we did have a nice trend going back. We did have a nice trend line going back, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and then we hit it again down here. And let me just get back. Alright, so anyway, we got back here. When I zoom in that much, I lose my... Okay, there we go. So we got our trend line. We got a little bit of weak horizontal support. And we got this nice hammer candle. We also incorporate Japanese candlesticks into our trading. And we don't rely on any one indicator at any given time, except for possibly the V signal. And speaking of, there's one right there. Gets you in on this candle. Bam, there you go. I mean, these things have like a... ridiculous success rate. Of course, it's nothing that you'd ever do in the market's going to be 100%. There's another V signal, got you in right there. I mean, I'm just pulling these things up and looking. This is a 6-month chart, and there's already, 2 nice ones right there. So, so here we had trend support, a little bit of horizontal support, nothing great, and this hammer candle. Nice hammer candle after just an organized pullback, and this doesn't look like that big of a move, but this goes from 47.25 up to 49.33. So $2 move there on a $47 stock. and you knew you could already start to draw this trend line up. You're fanning this trend line off of this one, and you're coming in right with your 20 EMA. So you had two areas of resistance right there. We pulled our trade off right there at the top and took a nice gain on that. One more indicator that I'm actually working on now, and it only works on the 60. It only works on the 60-minute chart. But I'm doing a lot of messing around with this right now too, and actually took a trade on MLNX the other day using this, and it's what I call the double dip. I need to start TMing some of these some of these things. But this is, I'll just give you this one. This is on your slow stochastic 1410. 1410 slow stochastic. And you know, I noticed I was trying to find an indicator that would keep me into my trades longer, because a lot of times I would start to get worried when, you know, the 60-minute chart would get overbought. And you know, when it would get overbought, you know, a lot of times I would take my trade off, and even though it hadn't hit like any kind of major resistance, I would just start getting worried. Well, it's overbought now. You know, it could turn around. Well, it could turn around, or it could, you know, start to embed itself and just push further up. So on a trade like, you know, a trade like this, I'd be getting out. You know, would get in here, and then I'd be getting out here, but I would miss this whole next, you know, this whole next area. So I just started playing around with a slow stochastic, something that would keep me in the trade longer than just my standard 1433 stochastic, right? And I started noticing these, what I call the double dips, where these signals, these red and blue signal lines would reach a top on the 60 and 60, and it would pull back, but your red line wouldn't pull all the way back to the 20 or the orange. It would just stop somewhere in the middle. And as soon as this red line would cross back over the blue line, it signaled a great entry into a trade. And I just started noticing that. So I took a trade on MLNX the other day off this idea. And normally when you get this double dip, you're going to want to look for a little sideways consolidation on the 60. And it gets you in, you know, somewhere right in this little area. And then bam, you are off to a super move there. This went from, let's just call it $53 up to $56.43 right now, just off this double dip. So got plenty of other examples. I just don't have any written down in my notebook here. I will tell you that TSLA gave one today, and I'm still feeling this out, but TSLA gave you a double dip off the gap up and pull back. So, you know, take your pick where you want to get in off of that. You know, you want to get off at the close of it. You want to make sure it closes with this successfully intact. So you could have got into TSLA, which has been a high flyer, around 90.80, and you're pushing up 92.11. That's just a few hour trade, you know, and it's already given you $1.30 in that trade. Now also TSLA, anyway, TSLA already overbought, so you know I'm a little weary. I didn't actually get into that trade. I'm just a little weary about this stochastic being overbought already. Now the MLNX was like a dual time frame indicator matchup, where our stochastics down here were already, you know, in an oversold area and starting to push up. So it actually got us in on this candle off the 60-minute. So, you know, a lot more wiggle room there. And you can notice a V signal here too. There's a little V signal dip, gets you in right on this candle. So just, you know, another example of the V signal. I mean, the thing's no joke. It is no joke. There's a V signal right there. Again, doesn't look like much of a move, but these are $5 blocks. That's about a $5 move right there. You know, 2 days, 3 days actually. You know, this opened up and pushed higher. Well, actually, I guess that gapped down, but then pushed higher. So anyway, plenty of chances to take a profit all off that one V signal right there. What else do I have here? I just wanted to throw this in there too. I know this video is going to probably be a little bit long, but I'm just really excited about a lot of the things we've been doing. and making some really great trades. Really good group of people there hanging out on jtradinglive.com. So really hope you guys all can come by and at least check it out, see if it matches up to the kind of trading that you like to do. Or just if you want to just hang out with some other people trading, you know, it's always it can be kind of a lonely profession. I was playing a song today, is band I like. Anyway, the name of the song is "It's Nice to Know You Work Alone," and I said that, you know, that used to be my theme song. You know, I mean, you're just sitting in a vacuum here trading, and you know, now we've got this website and a good group of people there. You know, chatting in the chat room, and you know, these guys are surfing the charts too and pulling up trades, and you know, they put a trade in the chat room, we go right to it and pull it up and look at it, and yeah, that's a trade. No, that's not a trade. Here's why it's a trade. Here's why it's not a trade. So you know, the more people we have in the group, and the more eyes we have on the market, the better we are all going to be as traders. So here's an example of deer, and you know, you can believe me or don't believe me, but we had 3 points, right? We had this point here, and we had this point here, and then we got this point. And once we got these 2 points, we know that lots of times stocks like to find themselves in a channel, and computers and black boxes and trade bots and all that are plotting these points out in the future. They're just pointing these out in time. And like I said, we know that stocks like to find themselves in a channel. So once we had this point and this point and this point, we could draw a trend line here, right? And we got that. We used our channel line tool, and we came in here and we marked from this spot where would our channel go. And here this channel went. We marked this channel here. Once we started moving up off of that, we said, okay, this was a low. Let's mark this as our channel. And the stock moved up, pulled back, did some dancing around. When the stock got down here, we knew this was going to be a pivot point because this was our channel line. Nothing else had touched this line. Most traders aren't going to recognize the turn there, but computers and black boxes and trade bots will, because they're programming, you know, these algorithms out in time, and we just are doing it manually. You know, we're not a computer. We don't have those tools. But we can do it manually, and we did, and bam, deer, DE, caught a humongous bounce off of that. So, you know, we always try to plot our channels. I think there was another one, was it PXP? PXP. So PXP, we had, you know, a nice channel up here. We fell through the channel. We had this point. We knew we already had this channel going, so we plotted a new channel here. Right, we said, okay, well, what's going to be our channel underneath this one, underneath this trend line? And sure enough, if 2-3 days ago, we tagged the bottom of that, you know, called that out as a high probability setup. Didn't actually get into this one, but called it out as a high probability setup. And you know, you're taking a trade at 44, let's just say 44.10. And you know, already grabbed a buck off of it. You know, it's not huge, but I'll take it. Especially, you know, trading options on it. 50-cent gainer right there. You know, how many contracts do you have? 4 or 5? $200, $250 gain in a day. Not bad, guys. Not too bad. All right. I think that's about all I got to go over in this video. But I just really wanted to get down the basics and just the simplicity of how we trade. You know, we're not jumping in and out of trades all day long. We just find good solid setups. We stay disciplined in our trades. We wait for our trades to come to us. We take as much risk out of them as we possibly can. And, you know, check out the recent trades box. We've been crushing some trades. Just started this site up about maybe 2 months ago, and just starting to gain some members in there. Haven't done a whole lot of marketing for it. This is about the extent of it, is putting these videos out, and I haven't really put a video out in a while either. So I thought it was time to catch back up and invite some of you other guys to come in and gals. Got some great women trading in the room with us too. So guys and gals, come on by, hang out with us. Appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. And drop me a line in the chat room when you come by. Say, just say, hey, what's up? Caught your video on YouTube. Want to see what you're about. All right, guys. We will see you in the trading room.